Hey everybody, it's Rory from A&S Gear, and we're going to look at a new gun today. This is the Valken Code. We're going to open it up, just give you the basic features of it. Not a complete crazy breakdown or anything like that, just go over the basic points of the gun. So let's open her up. Got some foam. Got a basic manual here, nothing too fancy. Just the programming for the board, basic maintenance, a breakdown on there. On how to take it apart. Well, not even really how to take it apart, just how it comes apart. We get some O-rings, detents, some Allen keys, our barrel, 14-inch one-piece barrel sleeve, which is massive. It's a very large barrel sleeve. We get a front grip that is optional. You don't need to use it. And then we get our gun. Get this out of the way here. Cocker threaded. So if you want to switch barrels, you can. You don't need to shoot their barrel. This front grip just slides on over the grip that's on there. So if you don't like the texture or the feel or the metal of this front grip, you can slide this one right over the top and have a rubberized front grip. So that's up to you. Now from the looks of this gun from the outside, a lot of people saw it and they're like, oh, it's just a Mini. It's a rebranded Mini. It's not. It's quite different than a Mini on the inside. It might just have the same kind of shape and the same look, I guess, ergonomically as a Mini, but it is different, trust me, than a Mini. You get the clamping feed neck on the top, which is great. What you didn't get with the Mini, you didn't get eye covers, you just had internal eye systems. So these have serviceable eyes from the outside. You can take the eye covers off and you can pull the eye out and you can clean it and do whatever you need to it. So removable eye covers, definite plus over the Mini, I would say. Front grip here, so this is gonna hold your battery, and this also does hold a board as well. This gun actually has 3 different boards in it. It's got a main board right here in the grip. It has a small eye board where this and this come together. So eye board, main board, and then there's also another board right in here, and I think that helps control the solenoid, or because the solenoid plugs into it rather than plugging into the board that's up here. Because there is no long board that runs all the way along the top. There's just a very small eye board, and then a main board, and a connection between the two, a wired connection. So 3 different boards inside here, which is different than you would see in really any other gun. On-off button is on the back right here. So we can push that down. This light is going to come on. It's going to kind of interface with us and tell us what the gun is doing, what modes you're in. If you want to do your programming, you'll do it through the button and the lights on the front. You can shut it off there. There we go. Coming down around here, so we've got a flip lever ASA. I like these, very similar to what you'd see on a lot of the Empire guns like the Sniper and the Resurrection. Very simple to use, screw your tank in and close it down. Now this brass core that is in here, you can see that down inside of there. This kind of core assembly inside here might have the same issue that we see with some of the Empire guns with the Ninja ball regulators not releasing air through. That core can actually block the hole of the ball on the Ninja reg, and it can cause the air to not come through or come through very slowly and cause shoot down issues. So there's an easy solution to that. You just back your tank up like a 32nd of a turn and create a slight gap between that core and the ball. Air flows through, no problems. But if you have that, if you have a Ninja tank with a ball reg and you put it on this gun and you gas it up and it doesn't shoot or it goes boop, 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 just turn it back a little bit and it'll most likely solve your problem. All right, so coming up here, rubberized grip, 45 style grips, I like those. Regulator on this gun is actually part of the grip frame right here. So we've got an adjustment on the back right here. It tells you turn this way for increase, obviously go the opposite way to decrease. So the reg assembly is actually a block that sits right in here. And then there's a transfer tube that runs from the reg block up like this and into the manifold assembly that's inside the gun to get the air up into the body section. So again, very different than what you'd see on a Mini. Where I was going to go with that, I don't know. Just different than a Mini. Whether it's better or worse, it's yet to be determined, but definitely different. The bolt on the back. So most people would say this bolt is going to be like a Mini bolt on the inside, and it is not. There's no spring that pushes the bolt back. See, that's it right there. So this is what your bolt looks like right here. So this is going to move back and forth. This is like a spool valve setup in a way. It's going to drive the bolt forward, release the air, send the air out, and shoot it down. That's being held in this chamber back here. So the breakdown on this is simple maintenance. O-rings on the bolt right here. You've got one O-ring on the inside of this section right here that you want to take care of. And then for normal servicing, I don't want to say don't take care of any of the other O-rings. And then there's another one on the inside here that seals this tail when it goes in there. And then the front of the bolt, which is actually inside, I won't say the front of the bolt, the front of the bolt guide here, or bolt stem, it seals up on the inside here on this O-ring. So when it's forward, it's sealing up here like that. And then when it retracts, air can flow through there. So there's other O-rings on the bolt itself. You've got one here, here, two on the back. They're definitely O-rings that you want to look at, but they're not O-rings that would typically go bad because they're not moving and there's nothing sliding over them all the time. So you're not necessarily going to have to be replacing those. There's also one O-ring that's going to be in the breech. So right behind the feed neck, there'll be one that sits right there. So you can seal the front section of the bolt so that air doesn't escape out this way when you're trying to drive the bolt backwards. So this just goes in back again in here. You can just push it in and it will lock. But again, that mechanism to release, slide it up and pull the bolt out. It's not really a one-handed operation on that one. To slide it up, I guess you could kind of, no, it's more like a two-handed thing. You can do it one-handed, but I would try for two. It'll make it easier. When you do put it back together, as long as you're not holding on to the button or keeping the button from moving, you can just lock it in like that. But if you're pushing on the back, the button isn't going to want to release and let the bolt slide back in. So, I like the setup on the gun. The disassembly of the gun, if you want to break it all down, it's a little harder than taking some of the other guns that are similar to it apart. There's a lot of pieces that are hooked together that you need to be careful with when you remove. So if you're going to do maintenance on the gun, be careful and just do it slowly and don't pull, don't yank, don't do any of those things that you think you might need to do because you've pulled some screws out and it should come apart. There's always one little extra thing to be worried about in there. So maintenance will take a little bit longer, but performance will be fantastic. So check this gun out. We've got two colors of it right now. We have the titanium, which is what we're looking at right now. We also have an all black one. It comes with some cool features. I like the front grip that they just give to you. You want to put that on and rubberize it. You can just take that thing and slide it right on and you're ready to go. I like the feature. I like the reg setup and the grip right here. I think a lot of guns might transfer or transition to that setup so that they can, really refine the way the guns work. And they're one of the, I don't want to say they're the first one to do it. There have been other guns, but they're one of the current ones that are doing it now. So check it out on the website, the Valken code. It's available in two colors. Order yours now through ansgear.com.